Last college women's basketball season, Samaria, Caitlin Clark had the sport by the throat. Iowa women's basketball was must-see TV, and if they were in a town, it was packed out in that arena, okay? The fan investment into Caitlin followed her to the WNBA, and viewership numbers for her games were sky high. Her mere presence alone helped several teams break attendance records, and in some instances, teams chose to actually move games to larger venues to accommodate the fanfare of Caitlin coming to town.
Geno Auriemma is angry as UConn games are now being played in front of largely empty seats, while Caitlin Clark's name continues to ring through sold-out arenas all over the country, even after she has graduated. But this situation goes beyond simple attendance figures. At its core, it traces back to a choice Geno made many years ago, a choice that could be shaping up to be his greatest regret in decades. For a long time, Geno Auriemma was considered untouchable, or at least his teams were. UConn basketball set the benchmark for excellence in women's basketball. Lately, however, signs of decline are becoming hard to ignore, as crowd numbers at UConn games continue to fall, with some matchups attracting fewer than 600 fans.
Two things happen. One, they fall in love with all my players because of the way they play and the way they conduct themselves. And they go, yeah, he really is a shithead.
The Hawkeyes are still drawing around 15,000 fans per game, holding firmly onto their strong fan support and keeping audience interest high, even with Clark no longer playing on the court.
Wants to know, if Caitlin Clark played for Geno, would he let her shoot logo threes?
Should I answer that?
Go ahead.
Hell no.
Okay.
Like, he didn't even let us dribble. Like,
Not the high passes to the side.
we were playing triangle, pass, screen away, pinch
I
post.
bet we came off five pick and rolls our whole career.
And then there's Clark herself, the very player Geno questioned, brushed aside, and failed to fully recognize. Her ascent has been truly unprecedented, and the influence she has had on the game is now forcing fans to ask a tough question. Did Geno's mistake cost him far more than he is ready to acknowledge? How did Caitlin Clark go from being passed over by UConn to reshaping the direction of women's basketball? And how is Geno responding as his own team struggles to attract even 600 fans? Let's break it all down.
Then you talk about players that change the game when they're on the court, whether they're touching the ball or not. You have to guard her when she steps into the gym. And so I don't think we've seen anything like that in women's basketball. I've played against a number of great shooters.
Yes.
Somebody that when they walk in the gym, you have to guard them. And I think the way the game is played has allowed her to showcase that skill, to be able to take that shot. That shot's being a good shot. It speaks to where basketball is right now.
UConn basketball has long been known for its packed arenas and electrifying atmosphere. For years, the Huskies were more than just a basketball team. They were a cultural institution. Fans would travel from far and wide to witness stars like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, and Breanna Stewart dominate the court. Sellouts weren't just frequent. They were the norm. Today, however, the scene looks entirely different.
I think one of the things that makes Caitlin Clark, who she is the way she is with people. She connects with people, and people connect with her.
Just yesterday, UConn played in front of only 567 fans in the Bahamas. Yes, you read that correctly, 567. For a program with UConn's prestige, that number is almost unimaginable. And before you chalk it up to location, this drop isn't an isolated case. UConn's home games, which once enjoyed a near-cult following, now see averages between 4,000 and 6,000 fans per game, a sharp decline from the days of regular sellouts. Meanwhile, Iowa paints a very different picture. Even without Caitlin Clark on the court, the Hawkeyes are drawing an impressive 15,000 fans per game this season, more than double UConn's best attendance figures. This isn't just about fan loyalty, it's a testament to Clark's lasting influence. Her presence transformed Iowa into a must-watch program, fostering a culture of engagement that continues long after her departure.
Paige Bueckers goes to the Bahamas, 500 people. And repeat, 500. 500 people. They are playing in what looks to be, you can see there's a stage. Oh my God, they're not even playing on in a basketball gym. They're literally playing in what looks to be an auditorium.
Behind UConn's dwindling attendance, some point to the team's recent inability to dominate the way they once did. UConn's grip on women's basketball has loosened in recent years, with programs like South Carolina, Iowa, and LSU capturing the spotlight. Others highlight a changing fan base, fans who now seek thrill, star power, and the kind of spectacular plays that players like Clark deliver. Yet there's another aspect that can't be ignored. Many wonder if Geno's own choices, both on and off the court, contributed to UConn's decline. After all, Caitlin Clark, the very player who could have revitalized and energized UConn's program, never even received an offer from the legendary coach.
Fumble of the week. Doing all that talking online, but when it comes to the proof, it is in the pudding. When it comes to the numbers, when it comes to the black and the white, are you in the black or are you in the red? Are you showing up or are you bluffing?
Geno Auriemma, long regarded as a mastermind whose choices were seldom challenged, may have made one of his most consequential errors by overlooking Clark. The player deemed not UConn material went on to captivate the basketball world, leaving UConn fans wondering what if. To fully grasp how this unfolded, we need to take a closer look at Caitlin Clark's rise and the decision that could very well be Geno's greatest regret.
The situation. It really hits when you see they're like, oh, the fans need to spend more money. The reality is fans need to spend money where they want to spend money. If a fan wants to see a player, they can see a player. Like, it's not the fault of a fan of Juju Watkins who doesn't want to pay to see her play. It's not the fault of a fan of Paige Bueckers who doesn't want to pay to see her play. Just because fans of Caitlin Clark will pay to see her play. Like, that's the reality situation. Is it's nothing to, there's never blame the consumer or the viewer for what they like.
Let's rewind to where this story truly begins. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a high school star, she was a phenomenon. As a recruit, her talent was undeniable. A guard with deep shooting range, exceptional court vision, and an aggressive scoring mindset. She was precisely the kind of player any coach would dream of building a program around. Ranked among the top prospects nationwide, Clark drew offers from powerhouse programs like Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas, and Iowa. Almost everyone recognized her potential. Well, almost everyone. One major omission stood out: UConn. That's right, Geno Auriemma. The coach whose program had set the standard for excellence in women's basketball for decades did not offer Clark a scholarship. The decision stunned fans and analysts alike. Some reports suggest that Geno questioned whether Clark's style, her high-risk, high-reward three-pointers and flashy passes, would fit UConn's system. Historically, UConn had thrived on disciplined, team-oriented basketball, and Clark's free-flowing game seemed like a gamble.
Geno Auriemma, Caitlin Clark again. The world turns. It's Caitlin Clark's world. We just live on planet Caitlin. Geno, baby, if Caitlin Clark is on the team, it becomes the right team. Because Caitlin Clark is on it. It's like saying Michael Jordan's not on the right team. It's the right team if Michael Jordan is on the roster.
Others believe Geno simply underestimated her ability to dominate at the collegiate level. Publicly, he justified it by pointing out that he had already recruited Paige Bueckers, and in his view, Paige was the superior choice. Whatever the reason, UConn passed on Clark, leaving her to weigh offers from other top programs. In the end, she chose Iowa, a school not typically counted among basketball powerhouses. Clark didn't just succeed at Iowa, she transformed the program. By her sophomore year, she was breaking records, and by her junior year, she led the Hawkeyes to the Final Four. But it wasn't only her statistics that captivated fans, it was her style of play. Deep threes, no-look passes, and fearless leadership turned Iowa games into must-watch events. Even fans who had never followed women's basketball were now tuning in, eager to see what Clark would do next.